It's a f***ing race car.
This is the Vibrator. Will be my 6th Gambler this year in this car. You asked about why it's the Vibrator. It's the Vibrator because that engine we got from that other car, the guy had already done the timing in it, and it's one tooth off, or maybe more. I think it's just one, but yeah. So it's a dual timing setup, and they're not in sync, and so it vibrates really weird. And when we first got it, it was rattling so bad the hood was like actually shaking. It's actually smoothed out over time, but I think it's because the engine's wore out. No, this thing's my baby. I don't know who will drive it. It could be Shiloh, it could be Devin, might even be Sean, but at some point I will bomb around the desert in this. I freaking love this car. So, 2002, let's do some history on it, right? 2002 Kia Optima. Black. I don't know what color black this is. My uncle's parents bought this. They bought this car brand new, drove it forever, gave it to them, who gave it to my great-grandma, who gave it to me when I moved down from Alaska to Washington, and I drove it. This was my daily driver back and forth off the island, and then it blew up and like snapped the timing belt and blew up and still drove home with a broken timing belt. I don't know how, it just did it. And I'm like, wow, this thing's screwed up. I don't know what's going on. The tow truck was like 2 hours away, so I just kept driving. I was like, it's already fucked anyway. Got it home, and then it sat. It sat for a long time. And then when I moved here to the island, we brought it over, and we brought it over with the donor car. And the donor car was a 2003 Optima with a 4-cylinder automatic. And so, yanked the motor out, shoved the other one in, and went to our first Gambler that weekend. Like, the whole idea was to just break it. And all we had at that point was, I think we had, the original car had this, the bumper, the hood scoop, and then no roof rack, or the roof rack it had really wasn't a roof rack. And then we had a different basket back here that was made out of chain, which did not survive an 80-mile-an-hour hit. We were bombing through the desert, and then I came around a corner and there was a hole. And all I did was just hammer down and hang on. And it ripped all the spare tires, the jerry cans, broke every chain link, just destroyed it. And then the skid plate, it hit so hard on the other side of the hole that it actually punched the skid plate, ripped the skid plate down, and damaged the oil pan. But it didn't punch a hole in it. So it did its job, and it was only 14 gauge. The new skid plate is now 1/8 inch. We are going to do a small lift kit. We need to change all the oil. We replace one of the axles because we broke one last year, so might as well replace the other one. Get the lights working. The horn doesn't work too. We need to replace the muffler, which we got hung up on last year, so we're going to go to a smaller one and maybe beat the floor in so we can fit it in there better. Finish our gull-wing door here and figure out a way to open the gull-wing doors and actually have them open more than like 90 degrees. I mean, really, there isn't much more than that. The biggest thing is going to be the lift kit, just to give us a little more clearance this year, and that muffler. That was really the only problems that we ran into other than breaking the axle, but the muffler kind of caused the axle to break because we got hung up on it, and it ended up just grenading it. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Anderson Racing and Big Bill's Garage.